Hey, thank you for tuning in. I am going to teach you how to get your first deal in real estate. So I am sharing with you numbers from our first deal that my husband and I just finished here a short few days ago. And really what I wanted to do is just bring some light around, what real estate investing really is. So just to let you know, I am not a real estate professional. I am just a real person with an example for you guys. I know a lot of people have a lot of hype around the subject of real estate and real estate investing. We all know that it's a great place to create and generate wealth. So that's what my husband and I are doing is we're creating an empire, and we're going to do that house by house, property by property. So with that, what I wanted to do is break down the numbers for you. So really when it boils down to it is making sure that the numbers work in your favor. So we all know that you've heard the phrase, you make money when you buy. And that's exactly what we did with this deal. So luckily I was able to get a connection with, a great business partner and a great friend, and was able to get an incredible deal and basically just get started in the business. And so that's one of the tips that I wanted to share with you today is just get to know and talk to as many people as you possibly can. If there is a real estate investor meetup group, if there is some sort of a Facebook site within your community, I really encourage you to either go out and get involved or go out and start one of your own to really, just generate and create those connections. So with that, we bought a single family home. It's $110,000. We are putting down 20% down, which is very common these days. So this is one of the things that we're doing is using our money to our advantage. So as I mentioned before, a lot of people have money sitting around, and that's great. But what's even better is using it to your advantage, using your money as a tool, and instead of having it sit in a savings account or a checking account making 1%, 0.01%, whatever that would be, we're going to use our money to make more money. So we're going to leverage this amount of money. We're paying $25,000 down, which if you guys don't have $25,000 sitting around, don't worry. You can find this a lot of ways. If there's a good deal, money will find you. I can guarantee that. So $25,000 down, we're paying $425 in the principal and interest payment every single month. So what that looks like is, I do have an additional note here. It's a 5-year balloon payment, 25-year amortization, and it's at 3.125. So for those of you who don't know what a balloon payment is, basically it just means we're going to be forced to refinance within those 5 years. And basically what that just ensures is that you continue to keep this dollar amount low and keep this dollar amount high, which is the cash flow. So about $425 principal and interest payment. We've got about $350 in additional things. Okay, so what I mean by that is we need insurance on the property. We need to, have maintenance on the property. We need to have a property manager. We need to have taxes. We also need to account for vacancy rates. So all of these dollar amounts come to $350, every month. So what I'd like to point out for this as well is that it's not like every single month you're going to be spending actually $350 on those things. What we're doing instead is we're actually just creating like a pool for ourselves so that when these items do come due, we already have the money sitting there. So it's very similar to, like an escrow account in a personal home. We basically just pay this a little bit extra to pool for our advantage. So $350 a month, which means that our total cost overall would be $775 every single month. So you're thinking, wow, that's great. Well, the property is currently rented for $1,025 per month. The property manager that we have states that it could be higher than that, and that's what we're going to try for, every single year is, getting a new group of people in there, getting a new family in there, whatever it might be, and of course being reasonable on the rent. So what that means is that we take all of these dollar amounts and we will be cash flowing $250 a month. Now again, that's like pennies, dollars, cents here, things like that. It'll be a little different than that, but as a really simplistic view, this is what I wanted to share with you. Again, the $250 a month in cash flow, our intentions with that is to keep that money within that property, within that bank account, so that we can just continually reinvest that money back into it. And so that's really, really cool. What I also wanted to point out is this property that we paid $110,000 for, we actually got it appraised for higher than that. So not only did we buy the property for a great price, but we're also getting instant equity in that home. So it actually appraised for $135,000, which for those of you that are not great at math, that's $25,000 worth of instant equity, which is an incredible way to start building, to boost, and to essentially just grow your overall net worth. So we're very excited about that. And you might be wondering, like, oh, those deals never exist. You know, those deals don't happen in my area. And I assure you that you're wrong, that I encourage you to stop thinking like that. Think that there's unlimited opportunity. There are countless homes, countless properties in the market that are absolutely great buys, that are cash flowing, and that will continue to cash flow for many years. So not only will we be paying down this mortgage payment, right? So we're going to be paying down this property, and we're also going to be making this. What's going to happen in 20, 30 years, this property is going to be completely paid off. So now our mortgage no longer exists, and we will continue to make not only the $250 cash flow, but also what used to be the principal and interest payment. So this is the really, really cool part about real estate investing, is definitely the long-term gain. Or game, I guess I should say, both words would apply. But when you're looking at it from that perspective, that's really where the fun starts. Is, you know, for us, our strategy is the buy and hold method. So we're gonna buy, we're gonna hold. Of course, there's gonna be repairs. Of course, there's gonna be things that happen. But by keeping this money within the accounts, obviously that as well, we're gonna make sure that we have enough funds to, you know, to pay for anything that would happen. Of course, if something catastrophic were to happen, flood, you know, something crazy like that, this is why we have insurance. And so very, very important that you find an advisor that you trust to be able to put together the best deal for you, the best package, the best policy. Basically, we just want to make sure that we're protected, right? Our property is protected, our wealth is protected. So within this, we also set up a separate LLC for this property, and I will definitely be doing a later video about that. I do want to tell you guys, all of you, that I am not a professional. I'm not a tax professional. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm literally none of those things. But what I do know is that self-education is so important when it comes to this. You need to know what questions to ask, and you need to know where to start. So this is just hopefully something to kind of start, you know, either piquing your interest or helping you to figure out, you know, hey, that's what I want to start doing, or hey, that doesn't really sound like that would be that great for me, and so on and so forth. So the last thing that I'll mention on this side of it is the property manager. So most of the time people think, oh, I don't want to be a landlord, then I have to worry about, you know, breaking sinks and leaky toilets and all this stuff. But this is why we pay a property manager. So Michael and I are very busy people, and that's the last thing that we want to do is collect rents, chase people, you know, all that stuff. So we're actually paying somebody to do that for us. In my opinion, this is well worth the money. So out of that $350, essentially that cost is being covered by the rent anyways. So this is just a mindset shift that, you know, a lot of us are do-it-ourselfers. I'm guilty. I'm so guilty of that. So I really encourage you to just open up your mind on that as well. It's typically not a massive portion of, you know, of your expenses every month or every year, but it's well worth the investment for having a great property manager. All right, on this side, what I wanted to chat with you about is that list of benefits, right? So we are going to put our money to work. So instead of having our money, again, sit in a checking account, sit somewhere that's making 5, 6, 7%, we're going to be making, I don't even know the percentage, but it's a lot higher than that. We're going to have that cash flow. So if we did need to use this and tap into it, $250 a month for cash flow, that could pay for groceries, that could pay for, you know, a part of a car payment, you know, whatever it would be. This money can be used. So that's something that we can keep in our back pockets as well. We've got the long-term growth. So again, when I was mentioning that the mortgage essentially will be paid off for us by the tenants, not only is that true, but this property will continue to go, you know, hopefully continue to grow up in value. As we all know, traditionally real estate appreciates over time. And if you can imagine a property that's, you know, $110,000 in, you know, 20, 30 years, it will be worth more than this, of course. Now the property was purchased, you know, maybe it was purchased 15 years ago for $10,000. You know, we don't know those dollars, but 10,000 into 110,000, that means the previous owner essentially got an $100,000 on top of, you know, the other things that I mentioned. So thinking about that in a long-term strategy can really help you, you know, not only with wealth building, but also with tax strategies and estate planning down the road as well. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is our tax dollar savings every single year for us personally will be $3,000 to $4,000. I think it's like $3,500 or something like that in the middle. But basically what that means is that because of the depreciation on the physical property that we own, that will help reduce our taxable income, which at the end of the day means that we get to keep more money in our pockets. So not only are we, you know, making this cash flow, paying off this dollar amount, but we're also saving on taxes, you know, $3,500 every single year. And so that's a really cool part that, you know, that is often overlooked as well. And for those of us who are business owners or people that have LLCs, this is a total game changer, because can you imagine if you have, you know, one of these is great, but if you have 10 of them, you know, that's where you start to really see some more additional benefits. So that is my workbook on all of this for our first rental property. I am very excited to share with you that journey throughout not only this property, but also many more in the future to come. So please let me know if you guys like this video. If you want to comment down below, let me know if you're interested in real estate. If you'd like to see more videos about us in real estate, I would love to share with you some more of our journey on that. And please like the video, please subscribe if you have not yet already. And I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll see you soon.